Hey you guys, Yulia here. So today I'm going to continue working in this area, but today's video will be a very practical one, and it's all about drainage. Drainage is not a very glamorous topic, but it is super important, and it's actually one of the first questions I ask my clients when I start working with them is, how is your drainage? Do you have any water going into your basement? Do you see any wet spots near the foundation? That has to be resolved first before we start to beautifying the area and planting plants and putting down the beautiful hardscape. And this area that I'm working in is actually a really good example of what could happen if you are building a garden next to the house or really close to the foundation. So first of all, if you guys remember, I showed you in the previous video that I broke a drain pipe here. It is not a plumbing pipe. It is the drain pipe that leads the gutter water away from our house. Fortunately, it was a very small piece, so I already went to the store and I got the replacement parts. So that's what I'm going to fix first. And then I'll show you some other problems that I found around the foundation. Okay, let me show you the situation up close a little bit. So this is the gutter. This is the pipe that leads the water away from the gutter. And I checked the pipe. I thought I damaged this one, but this one is perfectly fine. What I damaged is the pipe that is leading from this gutter right here. There it is. There is where I cracked it, and I also killed the connector. And I went to the store, I got that pipe, and I got the connector. So yay, all I have to do is connect all of these pieces here, and I will be done with this part. No, I'm good. You guys, the drain pipe is done, and it's so funny. I was all layered up because it is kind of cold and windy today, but you warm up quite fast when you start digging. And by the way, the dog loves fresh soil. Any sort of disturbed soil, new compost, new mulch, he's there, just loving his life. Okay, let me talk about the other issue that I have around here. So this is the gutter and the drain pipe that I fixed. I still have to fill that a little bit. But what I discovered is that this drain pipe was actually clogged. I cleared it now, it's fine. But because it was clogged, the rain and all of the water collected would just fall from the roof right next to the foundation, and it created this swale. And anytime you have some sort of a divot, swale, depression, that's where water collects, and it can create a lot of problems to the foundation, even cracks in the foundation. So that has to be fixed. And also right over here, I removed barberry, which is invasive in our area. It was quite large. I don't know why it took me so long, but it's gone now. Of course, when I was digging it out with the roots and everything, I removed a lot of soil. So that created a depression as well. I have to fill that. And overall, what I noticed as I've been working in this area is that there's a lot of kind of grading issues. The grade kind of goes towards the house instead of away from the house. Honestly, before I became a landscape professional, I would have never paid attention to things like that. But after years and years of working on projects and seeing my contractors grading the soil away from the foundation, I understood just how important it is. So how do you do that exactly? Well, you use topsoil. Never use a compost or any sort of fluffy soil. The soil has to be heavy. So I got some topsoil delivered, and I'm going to fill it all around the foundation. You have to be careful. You cannot compact it too much, because if you create too much compaction, that can also create cracks in the foundation. Never use machinery around your foundation. Basically, the soil has to be graded away at a pitch of about 1 inch for every 6 to 10 feet away from the foundation. Oi, c'est good boy. Oi, c'est good boy. I took another layer of clothing just now because moving that topsoil is definitely a workout. But I think I fixed all of the problems that I had. And as you can see, the dog really appreciates it. I'm telling you, there's something about fresh topsoil or any dug up soil that he likes so much. But anyway, if you're doing something like this yourself, make sure that you're not piling up soil all the way up to the siding, because that obviously will make it rot. And if you have any serious issues like water getting into your basement, cracked foundations, water standing right next to the foundation of your house, definitely contact a professional, because maybe you have more of a serious issue going on. Maybe there's groundwater or you need French drains. But once you know what's happening, and if it's a simple fix, you can definitely do that yourself. I'm not done for today yet, and what I'm going to do next is protect this area from soil erosion. Unfortunately, I will not be able to plant the entire space this fall, although I already started getting some plants in the mail, like this beautiful Mount Laurel. I have 2 more that I will be planting in the next video, but I probably will only be able to plant a quarter of this space here. The rest of the space I will need to protect from soil erosion. And soil erosion happens in many different ways. Obviously precipitation, both rain and snow, wind. It's super windy today, so it picks up particles of soil if it's not protected, and it carries them away. Foot traffic as well. Every time you walk on bare soil, you carry some of those particles away with you. The best way to protect your soil from erosion is by planting something. Plants are amazing by holding up the soil with their roots. Native plants are especially great for that because their root system is quite large, but any plant will hold up the soil. The next thing I could do here is plant some cover crops for the winter, although it is not very practical because I'm going to have to deal with those cover crops in the spring. Cover crops are great for the vegetable garden. The next best thing that I can do here to protect soil for the winter is mulch. But side note, mulch gardens are not the end result. It's kind of this intermediate step before the plants get established. Mulch is great for keeping the weeds at bay, protecting soil from erosion, keeping the moisture in, but eventually you really shouldn't even be able to see mulch in your garden. The plants should merge, and it all should be a beautiful tapestry of greenery instead of seeing any mulch at all. I did order some mulch from Home Depot this time, which I don't usually do. I order my mulch in bulk because I don't like to see all of that plastic, but I had a coupon that I had to use, so hence the mulch in bags. But generally I order mulch in bulk. But anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and start mulching.
you move by a line, okay?
Oy. Mulch most of the area, and I'll spare you from watching me mulch the rest of it because you get the point. I mulched everything that I'm trying to protect. I left the path, obviously, because I'm going to be working on that this fall. And very, very important, I marked where the drain pipe is so I don't damage it again, because that would not be good at all. I also left a couple of patches over there where I have some natives that I planted from winter sowing. And that little patch right there, also some natives that I started winter sowing this spring. They're doing really well. I'm going to let them overwinter there, and then I'm going to kind of replant them all around the area. One more thing that I forgot to mention about mulch, that it is great organic matter. So it's going to break down and it's going to feed the soil. I actually haven't mulched this area in over 5 years. Definitely needs it. And as the leaves continue to fall, we have a giant pin oak here, it's going to lose a lot of leaves. I'm just going to leave them. All of that organic matter will biodegrade. Now, the question is, how am I going to plant the plants? Well, I just move the mulch out of the way, dig a hole, and then cover it up. I actually sometimes find it easier to mulch the area first and then plant the plants, especially if you're working with plugs. This is it for today. In the next video, I will be starting to plant some of the plants in this area, like the mountain laurels that I received and some of the perennials that I already have. And I'm still waiting on the stone availability, but I think it should be available within a couple of weeks so I can finish working on this path. So we're getting a little bit closer to this project taking shape. But thank you so much, you guys, for watching today's video. I hope you learned something new, and I will see you in the next one.